Recently, I have been travelling through Europe in my self-built camper van, and now it's time to get to the good stuff, the stuff that I've been looking forward to the most.
Look at that.
But before all that, I have made a monumental boot. I forgot about the town of Annecy, drove 225 miles past it, which means I'm going to have to head back up the road because it's somewhere that I've always wanted to see. And if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. So the plan is, arrive late in the evening, stop on the outskirts of the town, then early in the morning, move in to get a good parking place. I've had another look at this drone to try and get something out of it, but
see, it's just that's.
So this is the wee town of Annecy. We got a lovely wee park up, just 2 minutes walk away from here. The place is absolutely gorgeous. 10 to 9 in the morning. So that is what I came for, to see this little building. It is absolutely gorgeous. So this is the Palais d'Aigle, a 12th century medieval castle. It sits on an island on the Fru River. It is recognised by its distinctive triangular shape. Throughout the years it served as a prison, fortress, a palace. It again became a prison during World War II and was classified as a historical monument in 1900. Today it serves as a local history museum. This is a very busy wee place, a tourist hotspot, so I strongly suggest getting here as early in the morning as possible because this place fills up pretty quick. So good morning, I'm about to depart the city of Annecy here in France. I've had a lovely couple of days here. The place is absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. I've never seen water so clear in all my life. It is definitely well worth a visit. So, we've ran out of water, the cupboards are bare, the fridge is empty, we need to move. If you're thinking about coming to the city of Annecy, you need to do everything sort of AM in the mornings. Get out early, get everything done before 11 o'clock because this place is very busy. Last night I took a gander down to the town to see if I can get that little building, whatever it's called, to light up, and the place was just completely jam-packed. So first thing in the morning, right up until 11 o'clock, you should be getting your photographs, your data, all that sort of thing, because after that you can forget about it. I did sit and try and fix that drone. It's just not happening. I don't know what I've done to it, but it's dead. That was a hell of a crash. So if you are thinking about coming to the city of Annecy, here's a few tips that just might make things a wee bit smoother. So the place I stayed is literally a 20-second walk to the lake. It is roughly a 5-minute walk into the town centre. There is a shower, there is a toilet, there's no fresh water, but take my advice, stay well away from the toilets, they're absolutely rotten. That's the only downside which I can find about this place. And when I say rotten, I mean horrific. But if you come into that little park up, if you come in around about 4ish in the afternoon, you'll pay until 8 o'clock, which is about €2. After that, it's free until 9 o'clock the next morning. Top tip, I would download the app. It's a lot easier instead of queuing up at that ticket machine, because there's always a big queue and you could be standing there for a half an hour. So yeah, that is Annecy done. Place is absolutely amazing. I would strongly recommend coming here. It's just breathtaking, absolutely gorgeous. So that's it. Thank you, Annecy. Doors locked. Plenty of diesel. Right way to the curb. That's us. So, the long journey begins from one side of France to the other. This road trip began back on the 6th of June.
Got a wind spinning all there.
I arrived in Bénouville. Oh my god. Okay, this is my first roundabout and I feel like throwing up. This is so wrong. Travelled to San Sebastian. No other way to put this, but I am lost. And drove around the north of Spain. I'll tell you what, the Spanish never shut up. Made my way into France. Going for an overtake. Yeah! Drove from one side of France to the other. Look at that. And now I guess you can say this is the start of the long journey home. It's going to take a wee while to get there, a couple of overnighters at a few different petrol stations. The ferry home leaves on the 5th of August from Cherbourg, and I still have the 5 main beaches of Normandy and all the museums and trimmings that come with it. I still have all that to fit in. So this is Pegasus Bridge, just near Caen, here in Normandy. This was the first place liberated by the Allies in the early hours of June 6th, 1944. Now back in 1944, this bridge was actually called a Bénouville Bridge. This bridge was a very strategic target and was identified as the first target that needed to be captured. So just after midnight, a force of 181 men, led by Major John Howard, took off from RAF Dorset. They were sent in 6 Horsa gliders to try and capture this bridge. The idea with the gliders was because the raid on the bridge had to be done quickly and stealthily as possible, the gliders could swoop in quietly and land as close to the bridge as possible. The men could then move in and capture the bridge before the Germans knew what the hell was going on. And that is why the Horsa gliders were used. So, right here, this is where at 16 minutes past midnight on D-Day, the first glider landed with Major John Howard. And as I said, their objective was to land as close to the bridge as possible. Like in the name of sweet God, Just look how close I landed, right to the bridge. Here is an actual picture taken of the gliders at this very spot. So the first glider landed here, the second glider landed here, and the third glider landed here. So within what, a 3-minute window, you have 3 gliders on the ground and the men en route to capture this bridge. Now this is not the actual original bridge. It has been replaced, but it looks exactly the same. And tomorrow morning, when that museum opens, I'll get to look and walk on the real thing. So good morning. It is 9:30 in the morning. We're about to go into this Pegasus Museum. And this is the famous part of the movie The Longest Day, where the actual D-Day landing started off. Roughly 12 at night, the first paratroopers arrived under the command of Major Howard. So, this is all my sort of stuff. This is the final leg of the journey, the beginning of the end, because after this we'll make our way on up to Cherbourg, and that is where the ferry is that is going to take us back to Ireland. But for the next 10 days or so, this is where I'm going to be running around, all these D-Day landing sites, all that sort of thing. Absolutely buzzing. I want onto that bridge, and I want to be the only one on it. Let's see how this goes. So this is the famous Pegasus Bridge. Technically speaking, this was the start of D-Day. At 12 that night, the gliders landed just beyond the centre, and this was the bridge that they came to attack and hold, all under the command of Major Howard. Unbelievable. We're standing here right in the middle of history, and you can still see some of the marks. Even after all these years, you can still see some of the marks left with the bullet holes. This one here went right through. Even here. I wonder what the caliber of them guns. Unreal. Absolutely unbelievable. Totally amazing. Absolutely amazing. All those who took part in the attack on the bridge, they are remembered in the grounds of the museum just overlooking the bridge. And just beyond that is a replica of the Horsa glider, which delivered the men to the battlefield on the early hours of June 6th, 1944. The museum itself is full of all sorts of goodies. Probably my most favourite thing was the actual bagpipes of Bill Millen. He actually landed at Sword Beach, along with Lord Lovett, who actually played himself in the movie The Longest Day. Bill actually survived the war and died at the age of 88 in 2010.
Point
Now there was no way I was leaving here without some sort of drone footage. So again, I tinkered about with this bloody thing. Now it wasn't flying great and it wouldn't pan to the left, but I did manage to get something. So that is Pegasus Bridge done. The park up right next to the museum. There's room for about 5 campers. It is free, there's no amenities, and if you happen to have a small van, you will get into the car park, which again is free. But that is it. The next stop on the list is the World War II Museum at Cannes. What else would you be doing at 6:30 in the morning? What a morning on Omaha Beach. If you find these videos entertaining or informative and want to say thanks or even just support the channel, please feel free to buy me a coffee. It is very much appreciated and it does keep the channel going.